Think about the last time you lost control. The last time you snapped at someone and instantly regretted it. The last time you wasted hours scrolling your phone, knowing you should have been working. The last time you let fear, laziness, or frustration stop you from doing what needed to be done. Why does this happen? Because most people react instead of act. They let emotions take over. They let distractions win. They let impulses decide their future. But the Stoics, they saw through the illusion. They understood that real power isn't controlling others, it's mastering yourself. You say you want to be disciplined, but let me ask you, do you actually have control over yourself? Or are you still a slave to distractions, emotions, and impulses? Do you wake up and immediately reach for your phone? Do you tell yourself you'll work out, only to hit snooze and stay in bed? Do you let other people's words control your mood, make you angry, frustrated, or insecure? If so, then who's really in control, you or everything around you? Because here's the hard truth. Most people aren't in control of themselves. They react instead of act. They follow emotions instead of principles. They let their impulses dictate their lives. And that's why they struggle. But the Stoics, they knew better. They understood that self-mastery is the highest form of power. Because if you can't control yourself, you control nothing. So how do you get there? How do you develop unshakable self-discipline so that nothing, no one, and no emotion can pull you off track? That's exactly what we're about to uncover. Welcome to the Stoics' Guide to Self-Discipline. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire in the world. He commanded armies, he controlled vast territories. And yet, every morning he reminded himself of one thing. You will meet people today who are selfish, arrogant, and cruel, but their actions are not yours to control. Why would a man with so much power feel the need to remind himself of this? Because discipline isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself. It's about choosing how you respond instead of reacting emotionally. It's about sticking to your values, even when it's inconvenient. It's about training your mind and body so that external chaos never breaks your inner stability. The truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Everyone wants self-discipline. Everyone wants control. But most people never get there. Why? Because they rely on motivation, which fades. Because they focus on results instead of systems. Because they set goals, but never build the habits to support them. And that's exactly what we're fixing today. In this video, you'll discover 7 Stoic habits that will train you to be calm, controlled, and unshakable, no matter what happens. By the end of this, you won't just understand self-discipline, you'll live it. Let's get started. Habit 1. Separate what you can control from what you can't. Most people spend their lives stressed, anxious, and frustrated, not because of what happens to them, but because they waste energy trying to control things they never could in the first place. A delayed flight, a rude co-worker, the way someone else thinks about you. These things aren't yours to control, and the Stoics knew this better than anyone. The principle, the Dichotomy of Control, Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, put it simply, some things are within our control and some things are not. Most people never make this distinction. They fight, resist, and argue over things they cannot change. And in doing so, they lose control over the one thing that actually matters, themselves. The Stoics mastered peace by focusing only on what they could influence, their thoughts, their actions, and their choices. Everything else, they let it go. Whenever you feel stressed, frustrated, or angry, ask yourself one simple question. Is this within my control? If the answer is yes, then act. Do what you can, improve, adapt, solve the problem. If the answer is no, then let it go. Redirect your energy towards something productive instead. Imagine someone insults you, calls you weak, undisciplined, a failure. Your first instinct, you feel the urge to fight back, to defend yourself, but stop. Ask yourself, can you control what they said? Number. Can you control what they think? Number. Can you control how you respond? Yes, that's your power. You win, not by reacting emotionally, but by controlling your response, staying calm, unaffected, and in control. The more you focus on what's outside your control, the weaker you become. The more you focus on what you can control, the stronger you become. Master this principle, and you will master yourself. But here's the challenge. Knowing this isn't enough. Because even when you understand what's in your control, life will still throw obstacles at you. Unexpected problems, difficult people, situations that test your patience. So the real question is, how do you prepare your mind to handle these challenges before they even happen? That's where the next habit comes in. Let's talk about Premeditatio Malorum, the Stoic practice of mentally preparing for the worst. Habit 2. Start each day with Premeditatio Malorum. Have you ever woken up feeling like today is going to be great? And then, boom, a sudden problem, a rude person, a frustrating situation. Before you even realize it, your mood is ruined. Most people let life dictate their emotions. They react instead of prepare. But the Stoics had a better way. They called it Premeditatio Malorum, the practice of mentally preparing for the worst before it happens. Seneca, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, put it this way: rehearse in your mind exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All human possibilities should be before your eyes. Why? Because when you expect difficulty, you don't panic when it happens. Think about it. A soldier doesn't train for battle when the war begins. He trains before the fight starts. A pilot doesn't prepare for emergencies while the plane is crashing. He practices before he even takes off. And if you want unshakable discipline, you must prepare your mind before life challenges you. Every morning before your day starts, take 60 seconds and ask yourself, what obstacles could I face today? How will I respond to them? For example, if someone insults me, I will stay calm and not react emotionally. If things don't go my way, I will adapt and focus on what I can control. If I feel lazy or unmotivated, I will remind myself that discipline is more important than comfort. When you expect obstacles, they lose their power over you. You won't be surprised. You'll be ready. And that's exactly why the next Stoic habit is so powerful. Because it doesn't just prepare your mind, it strengthens your willpower. Habit 3. Practice voluntary discomfort to strengthen your willpower. Most people only push their bodies at the gym, but the Stoics knew that true strength isn't just physical, it's mental. They deliberately sought discomfort, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they refused to be controlled by it. They slept on the floor, not because they had to, but to prove they could endure hardship. They fasted, not because they lacked food, but to train themselves to resist cravings. They exposed themselves to the cold, not because they wanted to suffer, but to ensure comfort never made them weak. Why? Because when you choose discomfort, you build resilience. And when life inevitably challenges you, you won't break, you'll adapt. You can apply these things every day by taking cold showers, training yourself to stay calm when upset, fasting, strengthening your ability to resist instant gratification, challenging yourself daily, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, walking instead of driving, accepting small difficulties to train your thinking. Why this matters? Comfort breeds weakness. But voluntary discomfort? That breeds mental toughness. And the more you control your response to discomfort, the more unstoppable you become. Because if you can master discomfort, you can master anything. But physical discomfort is just one piece of the puzzle. To master self-discipline, you must also control your words and emotions before they control you. Let's talk about the power of silence and observation. Habit 4. Control your words with silence and observation. Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment, only to regret it minutes later? A sharp insult, a defensive reaction, a response filled with anger instead of reason. Words are powerful. They can build trust or destroy it, calm a situation or ignite a fire. The Stoics understood this, and that's why they mastered silence. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Why? Because our first reaction is rarely the best one. Most conflicts, arguments, and regrets happen because people speak before they think. The Stoics trained themselves to observe first, respond later. The 3-second rule, a simple habit to master your words. Next time you feel the urge to snap, argue, or defend yourself, try this. Pause for 3 seconds. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this response necessary? Is it wise? In most cases, you'll realize it's better to stay silent, or at least to respond with calm control. How Seneca practiced self-restraint. Seneca once advised his students, "If a person gives way to anger, he will regret what he has done." Whenever he faced criticism or insults, he didn't react immediately. Instead, he would step back, observe the situation, and choose his response deliberately. This didn't just make him more respected, it made him more powerful, because the person who controls their words controls the conversation. And that's exactly why the next Stoic habit is so powerful. Because while silence gives you control in the moment, reflection gives you control over your entire life. Habit 5. Develop an evening reflection. Most people end their day by scrolling through their phones, mindlessly consuming content, letting exhaustion take over. They don't reflect, they don't evaluate, and because of that, they don't improve. But the Stoics, they saw each day as a lesson and each night as an opportunity to grow. The principle, why self-reflection is the key to mastery. Marcus Aurelius, Rome's most powerful emperor, had a nightly ritual. He didn't waste time on distractions before bed. Instead, he sat down with himself to analyze his thoughts, actions, and mistakes. Not for the world, not for fame, but for himself. He wrote, "At the end of the day, ask yourself, what bad habit did I overcome? What virtue did I practice? What did I do well? And what can I do better?" Try it tonight. Before you sleep, take 5 minutes and ask yourself, what did I do well today? Did I stay disciplined? Did I control my emotions? Where did I fail? Did I react emotionally? Did I waste time on distractions? What will I improve tomorrow? What's one small change I can make? Write it down, because what gets measured gets mastered. Why this matters. You don't become disciplined overnight. You don't transform in a single day. But if you improve a little each day, over time, you become unshakable. But self-discipline isn't just about how you think, it's about how you live. And to truly take control of your life, you must embrace the one principle that changes everything. Let's talk about Memento Mori. Self-discipline is not punishment. It is not forcing yourself in life. It is freedom. Because when you master your mind, your actions, and your emotions, no one else can control you. Not circumstances, not distractions, not even your own fleeting emotions. Remember the 7 Stoic strategies for unwavering discipline. 1. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Focus only on what is within your power. 2. Start each day with Premeditatio Malorum. Prepare your mind for challenges before they happen. 3. Practice voluntary discomfort. Choose the hard things now so that life will be easier later. 4. Master your words with silence and observation. The less you react emotionally, the stronger you become. 5. End each day with self-reflection. Measure your progress, refine your discipline. 6. Use Memento, Mori to increase focus. Live with urgency, knowing that time is limited. 7. Stick to virtues, not emotions. Let principles, not moods, guide your actions. These are not just theories, they are tools. And if you use them, they will change the way you think, act, and live. Now, let me ask you, which of these 7 Stoic habits will you adopt first? Leave a comment below. I want to know, because knowledge means nothing without action. If you're serious about mastering self-discipline, if you're ready to take control, eliminate weaknesses, and become mentally strong, then watch the next video now, because in it, we're going to break down the most powerful mental training techniques of the Stoics. Techniques that few people know about, but that every great leader has used. Click now, because your transformation starts today.